with Christopher and with Jay. We've run a little bit later than I had planned. We have our third guest of the evening. She is a wonderful actress. I just saw her. If you didn't catch it, you really should have. The production of Hamlet from the Gallery Players. They're based in Brooklyn. It just ran a week or two ago. It just wrapped up. I don't know if you can still see it, but you should definitely try if you can. Let's bring on Eliana Rowe. Let's see if we can bring her on. Oh, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to go live. Okay, so Eliana is a wonderful actress in this production of Hamlet from the Gallery Players. Eliana.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a pleasure to talk with you. I was just talking up the production of Hamlet that you were in from the Gallery Players. And, in the current Zoom era, there's 1,001 Zoom productions of everything that's going on right now. And it's great. It's an embarrassment of riches of how much great theater, great Shakespeare, great whatever is being done out there. But for me, the production of Hamlet that you guys did was really, really exciting. It was just so visually different. And it has a very unique take on not just the visuals, but also the play and the performance. Now, before we get into that, I have to ask you a burning question, a New York Shakespeare exclusive, the second New York Shakespeare exclusive of the evening. Tell me about where the name Eliana comes from for you, because my daughter's name is also Eliana.
Wait, really? That's wild. I love it. Yeah, no, my mom was really intentional about the way that she named all of us. So Eliana is Hebrew. Like my mom took it from the Hebrew meaning, which means God's answer.
That's right.
Yeah, and I I always felt that I was like the only one named Eliana, and people growing up would call me like Eliana or like Elena, but there's many Elianas now, and it's incredible. I love that name is like ubiquitous, and I really like love the meaning. I think that my mom was really intent on like your meaning, or the name of your name, kind of being a prophecy for your life and for like
absolutely
into your destiny. So yeah,
absolutely. That's the same reason that we named our daughter Eliana as well.
I love it.
So it's fortuitous that we came upon each other, and I'm very happy to have done so. So getting back to the Gallery Players and Hamlet. So you're still a student in university, right?
I just finished. I graduated in May, had my Zoom commencement, all that.
That's fantastic. And you just graduated from Fordham, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And if I understand the timeline correctly, so the production of Hamlet from the Gallery Players was directed by James Dean Palmer and Maya Shine. And James Dean Palmer, if I get it correctly, he was one of your professors over at Fordham, right?
Yeah, he was the director of our showcase.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I think he made a fantastic choice in casting you as Hamlet. I think you were so electric. You were so exciting in that production that you really, for me, it's anytime you were on screen, you stole the scene. So tell me about how did you come about getting into Shakespeare as a student, as a performer in general? How did it all come about for you?
Yeah, I've been doing Shakespeare since I was 14. At my high school, we had like a outdoor Shakespeare in May, and I wanted to do it because I wanted to act as much as possible, but I didn't quite understand Shakespeare, and I was very terrified of it. And there were lots of other students who were like really like in depth, knew everything about what was going on, and I didn't quite understand the beauty that is Shakespeare until my junior year of college. I studied abroad in London at the London Dramatic Academy, and I knew that like Shakespeare was dope. I just felt that I was not understanding him, and my teacher Zoe Waits like broke down Shakespeare for me in a way that made it feel so accessible, and I felt like I finally was understanding the language and falling in love, which was really wonderful. Because prior to coming into Shakespeare, I've always been a person who loves poetry. So once I could understand what was happening, and she gave us like all these techniques and ways of entering in, it just made me fall in love. And then for my senior year, I was like, I am going to prepare my butt off to get into a production of Twelfth Night, and I was really excited to do that. And now I just want to try to do as much Shakespeare as I possibly can and learn as much as I can.
So that for me is really a big question because we've been talking in during this broadcast. I used the phrase past, present, and future with Christopher Carter Sanderson from Guerrilla Rep, Jay Michaels of Genesis Rep, two guys who were very big in the late '80s and the '90s and the 2000s, and they're still doing a lot of innovative and exciting stuff now. But for me, someone like you is in many ways what the future of the scene is going to be like. Because you're coming out of school, you have all these wonderful talents and these exciting ideas of how to approach Shakespeare. And you played Hamlet in that production. It was an all-female production, and I thought you did an amazing job. And how often do you see a production where a young person just came out of school knocks Hamlet out of the park? So for having played perhaps the most challenging, famous role in all of the universe, where do you go from there in the Shakespeare scene?
I think, God, I don't know. I think for me, what I like am aiming to do is to read more. And yeah, I think that's the tea. Because there's so much time during quarantine, and I'm working on some other things as well. But I think definitely continuing with reading and also just employing those techniques that I learned for fun, just for me. Like even if it doesn't get to be like a full-blown Zoom production with two really great directors, that's okay. I can do it on my own and just investigate. And so I'm really pumped to do that. I really want to check out Pericles. My teacher from London, she and another faculty member from that program started a thing called Shakespeare Moves, which incorporates movement into Shakespeare, which is super jazzy, and I can't wait to see the film that they created. But I wanna like read that play now and get on it. And then also, I think, yeah, just learning sonnets and monologues and seeking out the opportunities as they come.
Are there any companies around town that you're particularly interested in getting involved with?
Well, right now I'm back in Albany. So I like went to school in
Okay.
New York, and like hopefully when it's affordable and like right, I will be moving into New York. That was the plan. But right now I'm working with a couple of local collaborators on more contemporary pieces. But
Okay.
one of my peers, she's doing a black theater festival in
Hmm.
September and has asked me to do a rendition of a Hamlet monologue. So I'm thinking I might do to be,
That's fantastic.
and I really want to see. I want to attempt to let go everything that happened in the production and just re-explore and reimagine what that monologue and what that soliloquy is like anew, because I feel like there's always more to learn.
That's so exciting. Eliana, I hate to cut you off, but we're at 10 seconds left in our broadcast. I'd love to talk to you more, but we're just about out of time. So thank you so much. Let's talk again very soon, and we'll